Hello, everyone. Welcome to all of you in FFB Live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to all of you in FFB Live chemistry classes. I hope everything is fine. एक्सट्रैक्शन ऑफ मेटल पिछले कई दिनों से इस चैप्टर पे डिस्कशन चल रहा है, जिसमें हमने डिटेल में कंप्लीट प्रोसेस ऑफ मेटलर्जी वन बाय वन डिस्कस किया। उसके बाद 4 मेटल्स की मेटलर्जी, जिसमें कि एल्युमिनियम, कॉपर, आयरन और जिंक, इन 4 की हमने मेटलर्जी जो है डिटेल में डिस्कस की। आज के क्लास में हमको कई डिफरेंट टॉपिक्स पे डिस्कस करना है। फिर मेन है थर्मोडायनेमिक्स एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ मेटलर्जी, और उसके अलावा मेटलर्जी या एक्सट्रैक्शन ऑफ नॉन मेटल्स एंड इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ सम मेटल्स या यूजेस ऑफ सम मेटल, इस पे हमें डिस्कस करना है। तो आज का क्लास भी काफी इम्पोर्टेंट है, काफी इम्पोर्टेंट टॉपिक इस पे डिस्कस होना है। तो हम आते हैं, आज का टॉपिक स्टार्ट करेंगे। सबसे पहले हम बात करेंगे यूजेस ऑफ मेटल्स। इसमें मेन कौन कौन सी थी यूज? एल्युमिनियम, कॉपर, जिंक एंड आयरन। इनकी हमने मेटलर्जी बताई, किस तरह से ओर से प्योर मेटल ऑब्टेन करते हैं। अब इनका क्या यूज है, यहाँ शार्ट में हम देखेंगे। नाउ यूजेस ऑफ एल्युमिनियम. Aluminium, being cheap and a light metal, is largely used for making household utensils. सभी ने देखा होगा household utensil, trays, frames, etc. Bodies of automobiles, aircraft, and roofing are made of aluminium sheet. दूसरा यूज है thin foils of aluminium are used in wrapping soaps, cigarettes, and confectionery. All wire is used in transmission lines and coils for dynamos and motors. It is used for making silvery paints for covering iron and other materials. It is used in thermite process for the extraction of chromium, manganese, etc. Since it is not attacked by nitric acid, it is used in chemical plants and for transporting nitric acid. Because of its lightness, good conductivity, and resistance of corrosion, it is used for making alloys, which find application in industries and arts. The important alloys of aluminium are given ahead. Aluminium amalgam is used as reducing agent. Aluminium powder is used in firework, flashlight, and thermite welding. अब ये डिफरेंट एलायज हैं एल्युमिनियम के, और उनका यूज कहाँ होता है, इसके बारे में हम डिस्कस यहाँ पे टेबल में देखते हैं। एलायज, नेम ऑफ द एलाय एंड अप्रोक्सीमेट कंपोजिशन एंड यूजेस ऑफ दैट एलायज। पहला है मैग्नेलियम। इसमें 95% एल्युमिनियम प्रेजेंट होता है, 5% मैग्नीज. It used in the construction of airships, balances and pistons of motor engine. Second है duralumin. It contains 95% aluminium, 4% copper, 0.5% magnesium and 0.5% manganese. इतनी मेटल्स को एल्युमिनियम के साथ मिक्स करके ये एलॉय बनता है. It is used in aeroplanes and automobile parts as its strength of toughness is comparable to mild steels. Now, aluminium bronze, it consists of 90% copper, 9.5% aluminium. बहुत कम aluminium होता है, copper इस पे ज्यादा होता है, ये कहलाता है aluminium bronze. and 0.5% tin. It is used for making utensil, cheap artificial jewelry, photo frame, coins, golden paints, etc. Now, Nikolai. In Nikolai, 95% aluminium, 4% copper and 1% nickel. इसका यूज कहाँ होता है? एयरक्राफ्ट पार्ट्स बनाने में. Now, why alloy? It contains 93% aluminium, 4% copper, 2% nickel, 1% magnesium. It is used for making piston and machinery parts. And Alnico contains 77% steel, 2% nickel, 20% aluminium, 20% aluminium, 1% cobalt. It is used for making permanent magnets. उसके बाद दूसरा मेटल यूज ऑफ कॉपर. Copper is a most useful metal only next to iron on account of its properties as it is stable in air and water and is a good conductor of heat and electricity. It is used in the manufacture of electrical wires, cables, etc. for making vacuum pans, heating utensils, calorimeters, etc. Copper is used for electroplating and electrotyping. It is used for making coins, ornaments, and jewelry. Copper is used for making various compounds which are used as insecticides, pesticides, and pigments. For making a large number of alloys, the important alloys are listed here. For alloy composition and uses. First alloy, bronze, known as bronze. It contains copper 60 to 80% and zinc 40 to 20%. It is used in domestic utensil and condensers, cartridges, cases, etc. Bronze के बाद है bronze. It contains copper 75 to 90% and tin 25 to 10. तो bronze, copper और zinc मिलके बनता है. Or bronze, copper and tin. It used in coins, status, utensil, coins, statues, utensils, machine parts, belts, etc. Now German, it contains 56% of copper, 24% zinc, and 20% nickel. This is known as German silver. It is used in utensils, ornaments, resistance, coils, etc. उसके बाद है गन मेटल. It contains 87% copper, 10% tin, and 3% zinc. It is used in machine part and guns. Rolled gold. Rolled gold contains 95% copper and 5% aluminium. It is used for making artificial jewelry. उसके बाद है Constantan. It contains 60% copper and 40% nickel. It is used as electrical resistance. Now Monel metal, it contains copper 30%, nickel 67% and iron 3%. It is used in chemical plants, automobiles, engine parts, etc. Now phosphorus bronze, it contains copper 85%, tin 13% and Sn and phosphorus 2%. It is used in gears, aerials, propellers, etc. Now use of zinc. Zinc is used in the manufacture of various important alloys such as brass, German silver, etc. It is used in Parkes process for the extraction of silver from argentiferous lead. Zinc thus is used for the extraction of silver and gold by cyanide process. Zinc is used in laboratory as a reducing agent. Zinc rods are used in making electric batteries and dry cells. The most important use of zinc is for galvanizing of iron. Galvanizing is a process of depositing a thin layer of zinc over the surface of iron. Zinc coating protects the iron from corrosion. The galvanization is done either by spraying the molten zinc or dipping in molten zinc or electrically. Now, uses of iron. Cast iron is used for casting stoves, railway sleepers, gutter pipes, toys, etc. Cast iron is used in the manufacture of wrought iron and steel. Wrought iron is used in making anchors, wires, bolts, chains, and artificial implements and agricultural implements. Now, steel finds a number of use when mixed with a small amount of nickel, cobalt, chromium, tungsten, molybdenum, manganese, etc. Steel acquires special properties Such products are called special steel or alloy steel. Some important alloy steel are here. यहाँ पे ये पहले नेम ऑफ द एलॉय स्टील, उसके बाद ये है इसका मेटल एडेड, फिर प्रॉपर्टीज, फिर यूजेस. Invar, name of the alloy steel, Invar. It contains 36% nickel. बाकी क्या होता है? Iron. Properties, coefficient of expansion is very small and uses in measuring taps, pendulums, etc. Second alloy, second steel है क्रोमेवेनेडियम. क्रोमोवेनेडियम स्टील. इसमें 1% क्रोमियम और 0.15% वेनेडियम मिक्स होता है आयरन के साथ. प्रॉपर्टीज की है हाई टेंसाइल स्ट्रेंथ एंड यूज इन स्प्रिंग्स, शैफ्ट्स एंड एक्सलेस. उसके बाद थर्ड टाइप ऑफ है मैग्नीज स्टील. ये स्टील है जो कि इनके साथ डिफरेंट मेटल्स मिला के एलॉय तैयार किया गया. Manganese steel contains 12 to 15% manganese and rest iron. These are hard and tough. It is used in rock crushing machinery, almirahs, helmets, etc. उसके बाद है stainless steel, most important. It contains 11.5% chromium and 2% nickel. तो क्या इसकी प्रॉपर्टी है? रेसिस्ट कोरोजन. कॉमन जो बर्तन घरों में होते हैं, कॉमन आर्टिकल्स, वो सारे स्टेनलेस स्टील के बने होते हैं. उसके अलावा टंगस्टन स्टील. इट contains 14 to 20% tungsten and 3 to 8% chromium. These are very hard and this is used in high speed tools. उसके बाद थोड़ा बहुत हम जानने की कोशिश करेंगे एक्सट्रैक्शन ऑफ नॉन मेटल्स. ये किस तरह से होता है? The following are some of the methods which can be applied for the extraction of non-metals. First is reduction. The non-metals that occur in positive oxidation state in a mineral can be reduced by a suitable reducing agent. For example, phosphorus is produced from calcium phosphate by using carbon as a reducing agent in presence of silica in an electric furnace at 1400 to 1500 degrees centigrade. The reaction is that calcium phosphate reacts with silica and carbon. It forms calcium silicate. Phosphorus यहाँ पे अलग हो जाता है and carbon dioxide also produced. Boron is obtained by reduction of boric anhydride B2O3 with sodium, potassium or magnesium. So boron is obtained by reduction of boric anhydride, boron trioxide with sodium, potassium or magnesium. The reaction is that B2O3, boron, diboron trioxide या B2O3 reacts with sodium, gives boron and Na2O. उसके अलावा B2O3 reacts with potassium, it forms 2B and 3K2O. and this also reacts with magnesium to give boron. Now silicon is obtained also by reduction of silica with magnesium or carbon. Silica reacts with magnesium or carbon, it gives silicon and converted into, in this reaction, MgO and here carbon monoxide. Now oxidation, वो था reduction process, दूसरा है reduction. Chemical oxidation of a mineral is sometimes used to obtain a non-metal. In such cases, the stronger oxidizing agent is used to remove electrons from the non-metal anion to give the free non-metal. For example, in the industrial production of bromine or iodine from concentrated brines, chlorine gas is employed as an oxidizing agent. आयोडाइड एक्वस सॉल्यूशन इसका होगा, क्लोरीन से रिएक्शन करके ये आयोडीन में कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा. इसी तरह से ब्रोमाइड का एक्वस सॉल्यूशन, कोई भी सॉल्ट का सॉल्यूशन होगा, क्लोरीन से रिएक्शन करके ये क्लोराइड आयन बन जाएगा एक्वस सॉल्यूशन, और ये ब्रोमीन अलग हो जाएगा. Now chlorine, bromine and iodine can be prepared by oxidation of HCl, HBr and HI. This is the reaction. Common salt reacts with manganese oxide in presence with H2SO4. It forms sodium hydrogen sulfate, magnesium sulfate, water and gives chlorine. Now HCl reacts with nascent oxygen to form chlorine. उसके बाद potassium bromide reacts with manganese dioxide with H2SO4. It forms potassium hydrogen sulfate, manganese sulfate, water and bromine. उसके अलावा ज़्यादा बड़ा हो जा रहा है. उसके बाद है KI reacts with manganese dioxide in with sulfuric acid. It forms potassium hydrogen sulfate, manganese sulfate, water and gives iodine. Now sulfur is produced by oxidation of the hydrogen sulfide. H2S, the oxidation is accomplished by the Clash process. Clash process, the oxidation is, फिर से देखते हैं, sulfur is produced by oxidation of hydrogen sulfide, H2S. The oxidation is accomplished by the Clash process, which consists of two steps. In the first step, some hydrogen sulfide is oxidized to sulfur. H2S reacts with oxygen. First, it forms sulfur dioxide. In the second step, this sulfur dioxide is allowed to react in the presence of catalyst with more hydrogen sulfide. This sulfur dioxide reacts with hydrogen sulfide in presence of Fe2O3 or alumina or ferric oxide. As a catalyst, it gives sulfur and water. Now, electrolysis. Now, electrolysis. Any ionic material may be electrolyzed. Reduction occurs at cathode, that is electronation, and oxidation occurs at anode, which is known as de-electronation. Ionic material, when electrolyzed, it gives A plus and B minus. A plus कहाँ कैथोड पे और B minus पे एनोड पे जाएगा. अब यहाँ ये इलेक्ट्रॉन लेके A में कन्वर्ट हो गया, दिस इज इलेक्ट्रोनेशन, और दूसरी तरफ एनोड पे ये इलेक्ट्रॉन दे करके B में कन्वर्ट हो गया, B माइनस आयन, दिस इज डी इलेक्ट्रोनेशन. Electrolysis is an excellent method and provides very pure product, but electricity is expensive. Electrolysis may be performed in the aqueous solution provided the product do not react with water or in other solvent. Elements are often extracted from fused melts of the ionic salt if they react with water. The melts are usually corrosive and involve large fuel bills to maintain the high temperature required. Now hydrogen. Hydrogen is very pure state is prepared. Hydrogen in very pure state is prepared through electrolysis of water using platinum or nickel electrode in the region where electricity is inexpensive. The water containing a small amount of an acid or alkali, about 15 to 20%, is electrolyzed in an electrolytic cell. The two electrodes are separated by a asbestos diaphragm. At cathode reaction होता है, हाइड्रोजन आयन इलेक्ट्रॉन लेकर के हाइड्रोजन में कन्वर्ट हो गया. एनोड पे हाइड्रोक्सिल आयन ये वाटर बनाता है फॉर ऑक्सीजन. ऑक्सीजन और इलेक्ट्रॉन प्रोड्यूस होता है. इसका यूज कहाँ होता है? यहाँ पे. नाउ प्योर ऑक्सीजन इज ए वैल्यूएबल बाई प्रोडक्ट. यहाँ पे तो हाइड्रोजन के साथ साथ प्योर ऑक्सीजन भी मिल रही है. Now chlorine is obtained as a byproduct during the manufacture of sodium hydroxide by electrolysis of sodium chloride solution. Since chlorine reacts with sodium hydroxide solution, it is necessary that chlorine should not come in contact with sodium hydroxide during electrolysis. Thus, anode is separated from cathode in the electrolytic cell either by using a porous diaphragm or by using a mercury cathode. Chlorine is also obtained as a byproduct during the electrolysis of fused NaCl or for the manufacture of sodium. Now, fluorine is produced by electrolysis of fused KHF2 dissolved anhydrous HF. The electrolysis present many technical difficulties. HF is corrosive in nature. The hydrogen produced at cathode. The hydrogen produced at the cathode must be kept separate from the fluorine produced at the anode. Otherwise, an explosion will occur. Water must be completely excluded as fluorine decomposes it into HF and O2. The reaction is that H2O plus F2 ऐसा होता है. इसलिए क्या करते हैं? Water must be completely excluded, वरना ये reaction हो जाता है. This is the decomposition of water. Now, mineral resources of India. Mineral resources of country determine the economic position of the country. The country which is rich in mineral resources is definitely a prosperous country. India has large mineral resources, but not too large in view of the country's huge size and population. India has abundant reserves of coal, mica ore, manganese ore, iron ore, aluminium ore, titanium ore, etc., but particularly poor in non-ferrous metals. उसके बाद इस जो आज की क्लास का इम्पोर्टेंट पार्ट है वो क्या है? थर्मोडायनेमिक प्रिंसिपल्स ऑफ मेटलर्जी. The basic concept of thermodynamics are quite helpful in selecting which element will be the most suitable reducing agent for particular oxide during a metallurgical operation. It can also predict optimum temperature at which the reduction can occur smoothly. Now, for any reduction process, Gibbs-Hellman free energy change delta G is given by the equation. Delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S, where delta H is the enthalpy change and delta S is the entropy change and T is the absolute temperature at which the reaction is carried out. For the feasibility of any reaction at any temperature, the value of delta G must be negative at that temperature. The free energy change is also related to the equilibrium constant K of the reaction at temperature T by the following equation. Delta G is equal to minus RT in K. Here, A A negative, delta G implies a positive K in the above equation. This can happen only if the reaction proceeds toward the products. The following conclusion can be drawn. Greater the negative value of free energy chain delta G, more spontaneous is the reaction. Condition for delta G to negative. Condition for delta G to be negative, delta H negative exothermic reaction में T delta S पॉजिटिव होगा, फेवरेबल कंडीशन एट एनी टेम्परेचर. जब ये एक्सोथर्मिक नेगेटिव है, यहाँ पे T डेल्टा S नेगेटिव होगा, तब डेल्टा H इज ग्रेटर देन T डेल्टा S, द टेम्परेचर शुड बी लो. नाउ ये डेल्टा H इज इक्वल टू पॉजिटिव एंडोथर्मिक में जब होगा तो T डेल्टा S इज इक्वल टू पॉजिटिव, देन T delta S is greater than delta H, that is temperature should be high. तो इन कंडीशंस में किस टेम्परेचर पे रिएक्शन होगा ये हम डिसाइड कर सकते हैं. If two reactions are put together in a system and the net delta G of the both the reaction is negative, the overall reaction will occur. That is, a reaction with delta G positive can be made to occur if it is coupled with another reaction having a large negative delta G, so that the net delta G of the both the reaction is negative. Such coupling reaction can be easily understood through Illingham diagram. Illingham diagram is consists of a graph with respect with the variation of standard free energy with temperature of the formation of oxides of various elements. That is plot of delta FG0 versus T. Similar plot can also be plotted for sulfides and halides. These were first plotted by H.J.T. Illingham. These diagrams help us in predicting the feasibility of thermal reduction. इस तरह से आता है. Hg4HgO2 पे रिएक्शन कहाँ पे हो रहा है, यहाँ पूरा प्लॉट हमें शॉर्ट करके देखना पड़ेगा. Illingham diagram for formation of oxides of some elements. प्लॉट किसके किसके बीच लिया गया है. This diagram consists of graph which represent the variation of standard free energy with temperature. ये फ्री एनर्जी माइनस में है, तो जितनी माइनस में जितना ज्यादा वैल्यू होगी उतना ही फास्ट रिएक्शन होगा. और ये टेम्परेचर के साथ, डिफरेंट टेम्परेचर के साथ डिफरेंट, तो इसका डायग्राम बना करके सारी चीजों को अलग अलग देख सकते हो. सारे रिएक्शन किस फ्री एनर्जी की वैल्यू क्या है इनके लिए, किस पे हो रहे हैं और किस पे कितने टेम्परेचर पे हो रहे हैं. दिस इज नोन एज इलिंघम डायग्राम. अब इसके बारे में हम थोड़ा सा जानते हैं कि क्या इसका कंक्लूजन निकलता है. कंसीडर द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ मेटल ऑक्साइड MXO, यानी 2XM मेटल है, ये ऑक्सीजन से रिएक्शन करके 2MXO सॉलिड बनाता है. इन दिस रिएक्शन there is decrease in the value of delta S0 as MXO is solid and O2 is a gas. That is, delta S is negative. Thus, if temperature is increased, T delta S0 become more negative. As in the equation, delta G0 is equal to delta H0. This is enthalpy minus T delta S0. T delta S0 is subtracted, therefore delta G0 becomes less negative. That is, delta G0 is likely to increase with rise in temperature. And this trend is confirmed from the curves of the metal oxide. The following observations are made from the curves. Curves देखा अभी जो सामने दिखाया था, उसमें क्या ऑब्जर्वेशन आते हैं वो यहाँ पे हम डिस्कस कर रहे हैं. First, the slope of the curve of the formation of metal oxide is positive because delta G0 becomes less negative or increase with the rise in temperature. सामने अपने उस डायग्राम को रख करके देखोगे तो सारे पॉइंट क्लियर होंगे. उसके बाद सेकंड है each curve is a straight line except when some change takes place in phase solid to liquid and liquid to gas. The temperature at which such a change occurs is indicated by an increase in the slope on the positive side. For example, in Zn to Zno curve, the melting of zinc is indicated by an abrupt increase in the positive slope at temperature 692 Kelvin. In the case of less reactive metals like silver and mercury, delta G0 becomes positive at high temperature. It indicates that both silver oxide and mercury oxide, Ag2O and HgO, are unstable and decompose at high temperature like this. Silver oxide on heating gives silver and oxygen, and HgO on heating gives mercury and O2. In the curve of CO, delta G0 decreases, delta S0 increases. It is indicated by the downward trends. Any metal oxide with lower value of delta G0 is more stable than a metal oxide with higher delta G0. This implies that the metal oxide placed higher in the diagram can be reduced by the metal involved in the formation of the oxide placed lower in diagram. For example, Cr2O3 can be reduced by aluminum metal, but Al2O3 cannot be reduced by chromium. This reaction takes place like this. Thus, the relative tendency of the various metals to act as reducing agent is, most reducing agent is calcium. उसके बाद सबकी रिड्यूसिंग जो प्रॉपर्टी है वो डिक्रीजिंग ऑर्डर पे है. उसके बाद मैग्नीशियम, एल्युमिनियम, क्रोमियम, जिंक, आयरन एंड निकेल. Now, limitations of Illingham diagram. Illingham diagram simply tells whether the reduction of a particular oxide with a specific reducing agent is possible or not. However, it does not tell anything about the kinetics of the reduction process, that is, whether the reduction is fast or slow. The interpretation of delta G0 is based on the equilibrium constant K. Delta G0 is equal to minus RT greater than K. Thus, it is presumed that the reaction and products are in equilibrium. MXO plus A. तो equilibrium में होगा M और plus AO. दोनों forward and backward दोनों reaction होंगे. But this is not always true because the reactant and products may be solid. उसके बाद now reduction nature of carbon. Reduction nature of carbon. Carbon in the form of coke, charcoal or carbon monoxide is used as reducing agent in pyrometallurgical operations. Such a reduction process used in the extraction of a metal is termed smelting. When carbon is to act as reducing agent, the following three reactions may possible. Carbon, ऑक्सीजन गैस है और कार्बन सॉलिड मिल करके क्या बनता है, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड. दूसरा रिएक्शन कार्बन सॉलिड ऑक्सीजन से रिएक्शन करके कार्बन मोनोऑक्साइड बनाता है. और तीसरे में कार्बन मोनोऑक्साइड रिएक्ट्स विद ऑक्सीजन टू फॉर्म कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड. In the first reaction, formation of CO2, there is hardly any change in entropy, that is delta S0 almost zero. Therefore, delta G0 remain nearly the same with rise in temperature, that is delta G0 is independent of temperature. Illingham diagram for the reduction nature of carbon. जब C और O2 का रिएक्शन होता है तो यहाँ पे डेल्टा G0 है -200 से थोड़ा कम आ रहा है. और रिएक्शन इस तरह से, और जब ये रिएक्शन होता है तो यहाँ पे डेल्टा जी जीरो कितनी है, 600 के आसपास है, और रिएक्शन ये फॉरवर्ड बढ़ रहा है आगे। और इसी तरह से ये तीसरा रिएक्शन, ये तीनों जहाँ पे मिल रहे हैं, ये क्या है, टेम्परेचर इनके, ये तीनों का टेम्परेचर 673 केल्विन टेम्परेचर पे यहाँ पे ये डायग्राम एक दूसरे को क्रॉस कर रहा है। तो इन द सेकंड रिएक्शन, तीन रिएक्शन है, फर्स्ट, सेकंड एंड थर्ड। उसके बाद अब इसमें इन द सेकंड रिएक्शन द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ CO, there is increase in entropy, delta S0 is positive, डायग्राम में देख सकते हो विद टेम्परेचर के साथ, एंड देयरफॉर डेल्टा G0 becomes more negative. This is the second reaction. More negative with increase in temperature. However, in third reaction, there is decrease in entropy. Delta G0 is negative, and therefore delta G0 becomes less negative with increase in temperature. Above this temperature, the reaction second is most suitable. It means that carbon can reduce any metal oxide at very high temperature and is then itself oxidized to CO. However, the reduction with carbon at high temperature is not preferred in all cases due to following reason. First, it involves high cost. Second, some metals react with carbon at high temperature and form carbides. There are many practical difficulties in the maintenance of high temperature. From the plot for the reaction of carbon monoxide with oxygen, it is evident that the carbon monoxide acts as a better reducing agent than carbon at temperature below 670 Kelvin. Now, theory of reduction of metal oxide with carbon. During reduction, theory of reduction of metal oxide with carbon. During reduction, the metal oxide decomposes like this. MXO decompose M and O2. And the carbon as a reducing agent takes away the oxygen, that is, it undergoes oxidation. C plus O2, CO बनाता है। यहाँ डेल्टा G0 CCO के लिए। उसके बाद है, या इस रिएक्शन को इस तरह से लिख सकते हैं और या इस तरह से लिख सकते हैं। तो यहाँ पे डेल्टा G0 CCO half delta G0 CCO2 and delta G0 CO और CO2 के लिए। The above observation can be seen. Three curves have been found to intersect at 673 पे दिखाया था कि तीनों जो रिएक्शन है उन तीनों के इंटरसेक्ट कहाँ पे हो रहे हैं, at 673 Kelvin. It implies that above this temperature the reaction second is most suitable. So reaction second कौन सा था देख सकते हो। It means that carbon can reduce any metal oxide at very high temperature and is then itself oxidized to CO. However, the reduction with carbon at high temperature is not preferred in all cases due to following reason. तो बुक में डायग्राम दिया होगा, सामने रख के ये सारी बातें देख पढ़ सुनोगे तो समझ में आएगा। It involves high cost. Some metals react with carbon at high temperature and form carbides. There are many practical difficulties in the maintenance of high temperature. From the plot for the reduction of carbon monoxide with oxygen, it is evident that carbon monoxide acts as better reducing agent than carbon at below 673 Kelvin. This is repeated. रिपीट हो गया फिर से, ये तुम्हें बताना था। ये रिएक्शन तीनों बताया हमने किस तरह से। थ्योरी ऑफ रिडक्शन ऑफ मेटल ऑक्साइड विद कार्बन, तीन रिएक्शन ये हैं। C प्लस O2 से रिएक्शन हो रहा है, CO बन रहा है, फिर C प्लस O2 का रिएक्शन CO2 और थर्ड रिएक्शन में CO प्लस O2 CO2. The role of reducing agent is to provide a large negative delta G0. तो शुरू में जो बताया उसको नहीं कंसीडर करना है, यहाँ से लेना है तुम्हें. उसके बाद रिएक्शंस के बाद the role of the reducing agent is provide a large negative delta G0 to make the sum of the delta RG0 of the above two reaction, that is reduction of metal oxide and oxidation of carbon or carbon monoxide, that is negative. Reversing the equation 1, इसको हम रिवर्स कर देंगे. इक्वेशन 1 देखना पड़ दिया है, MXO से ये M प्लस हाफ बन रहा था, इसको हमने रिवर्स किया. MX सॉलिड या लिक्विड हो सकता है, हाफ O2 से रिएक्शन किया तो MXO बना, इसके लिए डेल्टा G0. उसके बाद subtracting equation 5th from equation 2nd, subtracting equation 5th from equation 2nd, 3rd and 4th equation में जाओगे रिस्पेक्टिव, तो we have, तो हमें क्या क्या मिलेगा, MXOS plus C, तो MXM plus CO सारे सिंबल लगाए जाएंगे. फिर MXO C से रिएक्शन होगा तो M प्लस CO2. फिर थर्ड रिएक्शन क्या हो जाएगा, MXO कार्बन मोनोऑक्साइड, तो ये MX प्लस CO2. तो तीनों में पहले में क्या बन रहा है, कार्बन से साथ रिएक्शन हो रहा है तो कार्बन मोनोऑक्साइड, दूसरे में कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड और तीसरा कार्बन मोनोऑक्साइड से रिएक्शन हो रहा है इसका, तो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड बन रहा है. The equation 4th, equation 6th, 7th and 8th describe the reduction of the metal oxide MXO. The delta RG0 value of these equations can be obtained from Illingham diagram. If delta RG0 value are negative, the reduction is feasible, otherwise not. Greater the difference, easier is the reduction. Without making any calculation for delta RG0, the prediction about the feasibility of a reduction process can be made by looking at Illingham diagram. A metal oxide placed higher in the diagram can be reduced by the element involved in the formation of the oxide placed lower in the diagram. इससे वो रिएक्शन डायग्राम दिखा रहे हैं, जो सारी चीजें बताई उसको देख करके समझ सकते हो. सारे रिएक्शंस में कितनी एंथैल्पी चेंज हो रही है, गिब्स फ्री एनर्जी में क्या चेंजेस हो रहा है विद टेम्परेचर, और कहाँ पे इंटरसेप्ट बन रहा है, वो सारी चीजें इसमें किस टेम्परेचर पे वो दिखाया गया है. इट इज इम्पोर्टेंट टू नोट It is important to note that in a particular reduction process does not take place. It is important to note that if a particular reduction process does not take place at a lower temperature, it may take place at a higher temperature. Illingham diagram also helps in selecting such a temperature. The temperature is indicated by the intersection of two curves. For example, the temperature at the intersection point A of two curves for aluminum Al2O3 diagram में देखो, and Mg to MgO is approximately 1623 Kelvin. Below this temperature, magnesium reduces Al2O3 into aluminium, but above 1623 Kelvin, aluminium can reduce MgO into Mg. Now, two reaction is that 2Mg below 1623 temperature, Al2O3 reacts with this and Mg reduced to alumina into aluminium at this temperature, and at above 1623, aluminium reduced magnesium as Mg. तो दोनों के रिएक्शन ये है. MgO is more stable. Magnesium oxide is more stable than alumina below 1623 Kelvin. However, Al2O3 is more stable than MgO above 1623 temperature. Now, application of Ellingham diagram in pyrometallurgy. The utility of Ellingham diagram in pyrometallurgy can be illustrated by discussing the extraction of iron, copper, and zinc from their respective oxides. Theory of reduction of hematite. बड़ा करने के लिए बड़ा हो जाएगा. In the Ellingham diagram, there are three curves which illustrate the formation of ferric oxide from iron, formation of CO from carbon, and formation of CO2 from CO. The curve cross each other at 1073 Kelvin. Diagram को सामने रख करके देखोगे ये सारी चीजें दिखेंगी. Above 1073 Kelvin, delta G0 for the formation of Fe2O3 is less negative than delta G0 for the formation of carbon monoxide. फिर से ये डायग्राम सामने आया, इनो रिएक्शन. ठीक है, पहला रिएक्शन C plus O2 2CO निगेटिव में वैल्यू है. फिर दूसरा रिएक्शन कौन सा है, COO2, और तीसरा है ये Fe से O2 का रिएक्शन होता है तो Fe2O3. This is the diagram for the reduction of carbon hematite. Reduction of hematite. At above 1073 Kelvin, delta G for the formation of Fe2O3 is less negative than delta G0 for the formation of carbon monoxide. ये वाला less negative than this carbon. Thus, above 173 Kelvin, carbon can reduce Fe2O3, that is delta G0 for the reaction. Reaction क्या है, Fe2-3s solid carbon से reaction करके above 1017 degree 17 Kelvin, it forms ferric and carbon mono. It forms iron solid and carbon monoxide gas. तो यहाँ पे क्या है, delta G0 for the reaction is negative. डायग्राम में देख सकते हो. Below 1073 Kelvin, delta G0 for the formation of CO from carbon is less negative than delta G0 for the formation of Fe2O3. Delta G0 for the reduction of Fe2O3 with carbon will be positive and hence reduction is not possible. However, it is observed from the diagram that delta G0 of formation of CO2 from CO is more negative than delta G0 of formation of Fe2O3. This means that Fe2O3 can be reduced by CO below 1073 Kelvin. That is delta Rg0 for the reaction is negative. Thus, in the blast furnace, reduction of Fe2O3 occurs in different temperature range, either below 1073 Kelvin by carbon monoxide or above 1073 Kelvin by carbon or coke. Now, theory of reduction of cuprous oxide, that is extraction of copper from cuprous oxide. The Ellingham diagram. In the Ellingham diagram, it is observed that Cu2O curve lies among the top while the lies showing the formation of CO2 from C and CO and the formation of CO from carbon lies below. So it's quite easy to reduce Cu2O to the metal by heating with coke at temperature after 500 to 600 degrees centigrade. C+O2 का रिएक्शन, ये -200 से थोड़ा लेस वैल्यू आ रही है डेल्टा G0, और उसके बाद CuO2 से रिएक्शन होता है, तो इसकी एंथैल्पी क्या है, ज्यादा निगेटिव हो रही है। उसके बाद ये रिएक्शन ये वाला है, इसमें भी ज्यादा निगेटिव है, और इसकी जो है वे C+O2 से O2 बन रहा है, ये इसकी स्टेट है, यहाँ पे इंटरसेप्ट हो रहा है ये with temperature delta G0 with temperature. However, most of the ores of copper are sulfides and contains iron sulfide also. Thus, the ores are first roasted in such a way so that iron is removed and copper sulfide is converted into cuprous oxide, Cu2S. Reacts with O2, it converts into cuprous oxide and sulfur dioxide removed. The oxide can then be easily reduced to metallic copper by using coke. This cuprous oxide reacts with coke to form Cu, reduce हो जाता है, and CO remove. However, this method is not used in actual practice for the extraction of copper. Now, theory of reduction of ZNO. Millingham diagram reveals that the curves involving the formation of ZNO and carbon monoxide cross each other at about 1270 Kelvin. इस तरह से ये डायग्राम है इसका। Zn plus O2 के बीच ZNO बनता है, और ये C plus O2 से CO यहाँ पे इंटरसेप्ट हो रहा है 1270 पे विद टेम्परेचर। इसका मिलिंघम डायग्राम इस तरह से है। There is a sudden increase in the value of delta G0 for the formation of ZNO above 1180 Kelvin. This is due to the fact that zinc begins to boil at this temperature. Above 1270 Kelvin, delta RG0 of the following equation is considerable negative, and thus reduction of ZNO with coke occurs easily. The reaction like this. तो इस तरह से थर्मोडायनेमिक एस्पेक्ट्स ये चार्ट में हमने डिस्कस कर दिया। तो यहाँ पे उसको समझ करके मेटलर्जी प्रोसेस कहाँ पे किस तरह से क्यों किस तरह के रिएक्शन होते हैं, इन सारी चीजों को समझ सकते हो। डायग्राम पहले सामने रखना होगा, जो डायग्राम किया है वो बुक में मिल जाएगा, या इसी से उसको बना करके पहले और सामने रख के जो उसके ऑब्जर्वेशन बताए गए हैं उसको पढ़ोगे तो वो सारी चीजें समझ में आ जाएंगी। नाउ मिनरल रिसोर्सेज ऑफ इंडिया, इन शॉर्ट हम थोड़ा सा बात कर लेते हैं। तो शुरुआत हमने किया था, थोड़ा बहुत इसके बारे में बताया था कि मिनरल रिसोर्सेज ऑफ कंट्री डिटरमाइन इकोनॉमिक पोजीशन ऑफ द कंट्री। The country which is rich in mineral resources is definitely a prosperous country. India has large mineral resources, but not too large in view of the country's huge size and population. India has abundant reserves of coal, mica, manganese ore, iron ore, aluminium ore, titanium ore, etc., but particularly poor in non-ferrous metals. A short description of the important metal found in India is given here. First is iron. India contains some of the world's largest reserves of iron ore, mainly hematite and magnetite. India holds the 6th position regarding the production of ore in the world. Large deposits have been reported in Bihar, Jharkhand, Odisha, Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, Andhra, and Goa. The state of Odisha and Jharkhand, Kyojur, Sonai, and ये उन जगहों के नाम है, produce over, यानी state of Odisha and Jharkhand produce over 75% of the total iron are produced in India. The important steel plants are located at Bihar, Durgapur, Rourkela, Jamshedpur, Bhadravati, and Burnpur. Second important metal found in India is manganese. India possesses large reserve of manganese, are mainly pyrolusite MnO2. India holds the 4th position in the production of manganese ore in the world. Orissa is the leading producer, followed by Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra. उसके बाद है एल्युमिनियम. एल्युमिनियम is rich in bauxite reserves. Workable deposits are found in Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Orissa, and Gujarat. The availability of cheap power is a must for the development of aluminium industry in India. Now, copper, the known copper ore deposit in India are meagre. Almost all the present production of copper comes from Singham and Hazaribagh district of Jharkhand and Khetri of Rajasthan. Gold. India has a very meagre gold reserve. The only gold mine is at Kolar in Karnataka. It is one of the deepest mines of the world. उसके बाद है क्रोमियम. क्रोमाइट FeOCr2O3 is the chief ore of chromium. It is mainly found in Orissa, Jharkhand, Mysore, and Maharashtra. Now barium. Barytes is the main ore of barium. It is mainly found in Andhra, Rajasthan, Tamil Nadu. Lead and zinc. India has no important deposit of lead and zinc ore. Essentially, lead and zinc ores have been found at Jewar mines near Udaipur and at Hazaribagh, Jharkhand. The Jawar deposit contains 8 to 10% zinc and 5% lead. Now, calcium. The sulfate of ore of calcium gypsum is mainly found in Rajasthan. Limestone and marble calcium carbonate are found in large amount in almost all states of India. The titanium, the principal ore of titanium is ilmenite. It is mainly found in the eastern and western coast of India. Now, thorium. Each stand for Kerala and Tamil Nadu contains useful mineral monazite, which is used for the extraction of thorium and rare elements. Now, what is this? Question. What are 4 most abundant elements in earth crust? Arrange them in decreasing abundance. सबसे ज़्यादा ऑक्सीजन, फिर सिलिकॉन, एल्युमिनियम एंड Fe. Mention the chief ore from which the following metals are extracted. सबके ओर्स के बारे में हम बता चुके हैं. एल्युमिनियम का बॉक्साइट चीफ ओर है. आयरन का हेमेटाइट और मैग्नेटाइट, कॉपर का कॉपर पायराइट और जिंक का जिंक ब्लेंड. तो इस तरह से ये कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट और जनरल टॉपिक थे. एक्सट्रैक्शन ऑफ मेटल एंड नॉन मेटल दोनों ही इस क्लास में डिस्कस किया. उसके अलावा थर्मोडायनेमिक्स ऑफ मेटलर्जी, इसके बारे में आज के क्लास में बताया. तो सारे मेटलर्जी का चैप्टर काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग और अच्छा है और इसको तैयार करें आप लोग अच्छे से. ये सिर्फ बोर्ड के लिए नहीं बल्कि कंपटीशन के लिए भी ज़रूरी है. इन सारी चीज़ों को मालूम होना चाहिए और पढ़ाई करनी चाहिए, तैयारी करनी चाहिए.